Hello and very good morning everyone. Welcome back to SSB Crack Exams. I am Sakshi and we are going to discuss daily current affairs as on 21st October 2020. But before beginning, I would like to introduce you with SSB Crack Exams. If you're a defense aspirant and preparing for defense related exams like NDA, CDS, AFCAT, Territorial Army, SSB Crack is best for you. You can visit our website for more details like the courses that we offer. We offer courses, mock tests, quizzes, study materials and everything that you need to prepare for your examination. You can also follow us on our social media platforms Instagram, Twitter, Facebook and Telegram for instant defense updates and notification. Do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and download our mobile app SSB Crack Exams from Google Play Store. So let's start our session with the question of the day from the last session. And in the last session, I asked you what is Ghar Tak Fiber Scheme. Okay, what is Ghar Tak Fiber Scheme? We will discuss it today. See, recently, Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi ji, he inaugurated Ghar Tak Fiber Scheme in which state? In the state of Bihar. This is very important. He launched the scheme in Bihar. The scheme is aiming to connect all the 45,945 villages of Bihar with what? With high-speed optical fiber internet connectivity. And the aim is set for the 31st March 2021. Okay, the aim is for the connection of high-speed optical fiber connection internet connectivity to all the villages in the Bihar. Okay, so this is the aim, this is the scheme. Let's understand more component of the scheme. So basically, as I told you, the main aim is to connect the internet connection and give the internet connection to every home in the country, especially concentrating on the village and the rural areas. Okay, during the 74th Independence Day address of Prime Minister, he said that over 1.5 lakh village panchayat have received optical fiber connection after 2014 under this particular scheme. Okay, so under this only, CSC Wi-Fi Chaupal, it is an initiative to provide high-speed internet connectivity to rural India, and it ensures the digital connectivity using what? Using BharatNet. These all are the components under this, and this scheme is implemented by Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. You need to remember this as well. Okay, so this is about Ghar Tak Fiber Scheme. Now let's start our day with the first important update we have today, and it is about the Asafoetida cultivation in Himalayan region. What is Asafoetida? It is hing. In Hindi we call it hing. Okay, so CSIR and its Institute of Himalayan Bioresource Technology IHBT Palampur, they made history by introducing Asafoetida hing cultivation in the region of Himalaya. So this is the one of the top condiment and it is a high value spice crop in India. As we all know, as we use it in a daily life, and India imports about 1200 tons of raw Asafoetida annually from Afghanistan, Iran and Uzbekistan, and spends approximately 100 million USD United States dollar per year. But now since the cultivation is happening at home, this will not be needed now. Okay, so in the past 30 years, this has been the first attempt for the introduction of Asafoetida seed in the country. The cultivation has been started in the Kwaring village in the Lahaul Valley of Himachal Pradesh. And you need to remember this, that where it has started, it has started in Himachal Pradesh in the Himalaya region. Okay. So now let's understand some components about the Asafoetida. It is extracted from the fleshy roots of Ferula asafoetida as an oleogum resin. Although there are about 130 species of Ferula found in the world, but only Ferula asafoetida, the economically important used for the production of Asafoetida. Okay, and this is very, very important. So far we studied that. This is important because we were importing so far, but now we have started the cultivation as well. Now moving ahead, next update we have, it is about the first ever SEO startup forum. What is SEO? It is Shanghai Cooperation Organization. We have discussed about SEO very many times. So I would like you guys to write it down, some of the components about the SEO. where it is, where the headquarter of SCO, what all are the country under it. Okay, so the news is first ever SCO Startup Forum. It will be launched on 27th October ahead of the SCO Trade Minister meeting, which is going to happen on 28th of October. The forum will lay the foundation for the multilateral cooperation and engagement among the SCO member state. So basically, they want to help to develop the startup ecosystem collectively. Okay, they want to encourage the startup ecosystem collectively, which means in all the countries which all are the members of it. So the key focus areas of SCO's head of the government meeting, which is going to happen on 30th November 2020, the key focus will be on innovation and startups. These are the two main components on which the focus will be on, and the meeting will be hosted by India. And do remember, this is also very, very important fact as far as your examination is concerned. India is currently the third largest startup ecosystem in the world with over 35,000 startups. This is also very, very major important fact. Being the third largest startup ecosystem in the world, which is close to 25% of all the core technology startup operating in the areas of AI, robotics, cloud computing, IoT, digital health, financial and education technology. The startup in India has launched 10 bilateral bridges since its inception, and it has helped many technology-based startups to expand the business in the global market. So this is about the first ever SCO Startup Forum. Okay, I hope you understood this. Next update we have, it is about the framework for regulatory sandbox. Okay, we have discussed this about the sandbox one more time, but we'll try to cover it again. So recently, in the International Financial Services Center Authority, IFSCA, it has introduced the framework for regulatory sandbox. But before understanding what it is, you need to understand what is regulatory sandbox. So basically, regulatory sandbox, it is a safe harbor. It is a safe place, in a simpler term, where business can test innovative products under relaxed regulatory conditions. See, it is a very safe place where different businesses, they come, they test their innovative product, new launches, and under this sandbox, the regulatory conditions are relaxed. There are easier regulatory conditions so that they can test their innovative products in a better way. Okay, so basically participating companies, they release new products in a controlled environment to a limited number of customers for a limited period of time. It is a type of a test. Okay, so now let's understand what is the framework which is recently released by IFSCA. So entities operating in the capital market, banking, insurance, financial services, basically all the financial services space, they shall be granted facilities to experiment with innovative fintech solutions in a live environment and with a limited set of real customers for a limited time frame. Basically, the regulatory sandbox. Okay, basically regulations will be less, people will be less, like the consumer will be less, and time will be limited. Apart from it, these features shall be fortified with necessary safeguards for investor protection and risk mitigation. And this is the main aim, right? The protection of the investor, the money of the investor, and the risk mitigation. The regulatory sandbox shall operate within IFSC located at the GIFT city, which is Gandhinagar, Gujarat. Okay. So this is about the framework for regulatory sandbox recently released. Okay, I hope you understood this. Now let's move ahead, and next update we have, it is about the first multi-modal logistic park, and this was recently the foundation stone for the first ever multi-modal logistic park was laid down by our Union Minister for Road and Transport and Highways. So this first ever multimodal logistic park is going to be constructed in Assam. You need to remember this, in the Assam state. This logistic park is going to give the employment to about 20 lakh people there in the state. which means it is going to improve the employment opportunity in the state. So 694 crore rupee park will provide direct connectivity to air, road and rail and waterways to the people. That is how it is known as multimodal logistic park, right? That is why it is called as multimodal. There are various modes: air, road, rail, waterways. And it will be developed under the ambitious Bharat Mala Pariyojana of the Government of India. In the previous session, we have already discussed about this, right? Bharat Mala Pariyojana in a detailed way. So this will be under the Bharat Mala Pariyojana itself. Now I'll be telling the current COVID-19 situation in India as per 20th October. So the total cases have reached to 75,97,063. The recovered cases are 67,33,328. Active cases are 7,48,538 and deaths have reached to 1,15,195. Here I am going to tell you the 6 states accounts for total 64% of the total active cases in the country. These 6 states are Maharashtra, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, West Bengal, and rest 35.75% is the rest of the states. Okay. Now it is time to revise this entire session with the questions. Try to answer these questions. So the first question for you is, India has taken up cultivation of which spice for the first time? Saffron, hing, mustard seed, cloves. So the answer will be hing. Next question, the first Feruda asafoetida plantation has been done in which state? Kerala, Himachal Pradesh, Assam, Manipur. So the answer for this is Himachal Pradesh in the Himalayan region. Next question, first multi-modal logistic park will be built in Kerala, Himachal Pradesh, Assam, Manipur. So it will be built in Assam state. Now it is time for question of the day. Try to answer this question in the comment section. So the question for you is, what are the roles and functions of International Financial Services Center Authority? We discussed about this, that this particular authority has released some of the framework for the regulatory sandbox, right? We discussed about this and we understood what is regulatory sandbox is. So try to answer this, that what are the roles and functions of International Financial Services Center Authority. We will discuss about this in the detail in the next session. Till then, stay motivated, work hard. Jai Hind.